Today we're going to talk about why film needs critics. I think oftentimes critics get a bad reputation. They're easy to dismiss and say, well, everyone's a critic, everyone has an opinion. But I think these people, these voices do play an important role in the industry, and that's why we're going to talk about it. I'm pretty sure film criticism has existed since the very beginning. Art in general sparks a reaction, sparks an opinion.
Now this is going to astound you, but I'm giving the movie thumbs up.
It does astound me. Are you okay?
Better than you were the day that you liked Starship Troopers.
And usually we as human beings have something to say about it.
I'm really angry!
Whether it's a book, a song, a movie, or a television show.
Danny and I are taking over the show.
We're gonna have a reaction to it because that's the point of art. It's to evoke that emotional response, and sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be bad. Sometimes it can be somewhere in between and we don't really know how we feel about it.
The theater critics love.
And critics play an important role in that. They might not always be the most qualified when it comes to filmmaking, but oftentimes a good critic will be able to pinpoint precisely the shortcomings or the successes or the problems associated with a particular piece of art. A good critic can translate all those feelings and emotions and mixed thoughts that we have after seeing a piece of art. They can translate that into words. They can define it in a way that a lot of people struggle to. A person may see a movie and say, I didn't really like it, but that conversation doesn't really go very far, and a good critic can take that reaction, those feelings of, well, why didn't you like it? And they might be able to paint the picture of what exactly it was about the movie that missed the mark. Maybe it was the acting, or maybe it was the characters themselves, the writing, the cinematography, the directing, the editing, the sound design. There are so many parts, so many layers to a film, and a good critic should be able to see them all and dissect exactly what the problem is.
Critique is so limiting and emotionally draining.
And this really helps justify that opinion, that feeling that something was good or something was bad. A critic should be able to quantify that into something meaningful that other people can digest and understand.
Our next film is Jurassic Park 2. Revenge of the Raptors, a non-stop thrill ride.
When it comes to criticism, oftentimes you will hear the pushback. Well, let's see you do better then. I haven't seen you make a movie. I haven't seen you write a book or you write a song. And this is, I think, the knee-jerk reaction that a lot of us have when we're hearing something we don't always agree with. We want to throw it back in their face and say, well, then you do better. You show how you're capable if you know so much. But I think this really misses the point of what good film criticism is all about. You see, if we focus just on Hollywood and filmmaking, it's all interconnected. These actors, directors, writers, they're all working with each other constantly, and you don't know who you're going to work with next. Everyone relies on everyone else for their work, for their livelihood, for their career. So it is very rare that you will ever hear an honest opinion from anyone inside the industry.
To be or not to be?
It's not going to happen for you. Not in a million years.
But after that?
Because it would go against their own self-interest. Their next paycheck is coming from people they would be criticizing? Yeah, not likely.
Pretty girls should always smile.
So you need that external feedback from the people who aren't making the movies, who aren't acting and starring in them, who aren't directing the next blockbuster. You need an outsider's perspective to give that unfiltered feedback. Those honest opinions that are free from consequence and have no impact on the outcome of their livelihood.
It's a really bad movie. It has so many flaws that it shocks me that it was ever made. It's a lot different making movies than it is criticizing them. The AVGN movie was almost as bad as Red Letter Media movies.
And remember, at the end of the day, the viewers, the audience, the people watching these movies, they are the customers. They're the ones paying for the product. Almost every customer is going to have an opinion about what they purchased, and that's why you see Amazon reviews, you see Yelp reviews.
No one stop, please! You Yelpers are killing me!
You see Google reviews. People want to share their opinion, their feedback, what the experience was like.
The filmmakers should feel utterly ashamed of this bag of vomit.
And movies are no different. But with something as subjective as a movie, oftentimes general audiences might lack the words to perfectly crystallize what they actually felt and experienced.
Are you sorry, sir, that you brought your son along to see Alien?
No, ma'am, I think he should have seen it. It's something that he needs to know, that things like that could happen in life. That could be a true story.
Are you glad you saw it? Yeah.
Critics can help do that. They put those feelings into words and help all those feelings make sense.
Big feelings are okay.
A good critic should explain the why, not just, oh, the movie was bad, but why was it bad? Oh, the movie was good. Well, why was it good? What made it good?
But that's simply not possible.
Why isn't it possible?
It's just not.
Why not?
And the best critics are ones that reflect the audience, not just preach to it. I don't know how many times I've heard a critic say something like, well, you should like this because X, Y, or Z. I don't think that's the place for the critic to tell people what they ought to like or what they ought to dislike. They should just be watching the film, watching the piece, reacting to it, and translating those feelings into words. And this whole process can help amplify the public word of mouth. It's one thing for people to talk about a movie and spread awareness via word of mouth, but critics can shine a spotlight and really amplify that conversation. Maybe a movie is flying under the radar and has a cult following, but critics should be able to pull it out of that cult status and put it on a pedestal for everyone to enjoy. This can tremendously impact smaller productions, more independent films. The idea of a critic pointing it out, saying, hey, go check this out, it's kind of a hidden gem. Now everyone starts talking about that piece, and it got a lot more marketing, a lot more awareness than it maybe could have ever afforded to buy on its own. But critics also help steer audiences away from the trash. Hey, don't eat at this restaurant, you're not gonna like it, the food is bad. That's valid. That's an opinion that matters because people don't want to waste their time and they don't want to waste their money. With good, thoughtful criticism, it should help push the whole industry forward so we don't have to keep repeating the same mistakes. If something isn't working, if something is inherently bad, we shouldn't be doing it. We should try and avoid it. At the same time, if something's working, if something is good, if it's worthwhile, we should try and do more of that too. This is the best way for filmmakers to get that honest feedback. They're not going to find it within the industry from their peers, from their colleagues, because let's face it, it's probably not in their interest to be honest. And same with friends and family who are almost always going to support you. It's the words from strangers that can sometimes matter the most because it can be the most honest and unfiltered. This evens the playing field so any filmmaker has a shot. If you make something good, worthwhile, that's entertaining, that's delightful, that's fun to watch, or should be watched, you probably want critics looking at it and talking about it and telling other people about it. One single voice could mean the difference between success and failure. And even when a critic's perspective is negative or maybe isn't as positive as the filmmakers might like, it's still valuable because without true, honest criticism, it's all just positive fluff marketing. It's all just ads. It's all just commercials. It's buy this, buy this, buy this. And I don't think anyone really wants to live in a world where everything is always good all the time. Everything is 100%. Everything is an A+. Everything is 5 stars, no mistakes. There has to be room for some of that criticism to paint the contrast, to know when something is good or when something is bad. Art becomes a lot more interesting and valuable with that range of perspectives, to the point where that criticism, that conversation grows beyond the movie itself. It becomes another part of it. Just like the behind the scenes is how the movie was made, you also get the audience feedback and the reaction. Even on Wikipedia, for any movie, they'll show you the reaction, the audience reception. What happened? What did people think of this piece once it came out? And did that change over time? I would say this is arguably one of the most important parts of any movie because a movie itself is 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, but the conversations around art can last hours, days, weeks, months, even years in some cases. There are movies from decades ago that are still being talked about today. And I don't know, there's just something really cool about that a single piece of art, a 2-hour film can have such a long-lasting communal impact. That's why I think film needs critics. It needs people to put these feelings into words, to spark that conversation, to keep the conversation going, and maybe even rekindle an old conversation that had died out years ago. It's really easy to dismiss. Well, you're just a critic. And yes, no one wants a world of only critics and no creators, but at the same time, those critics provide valuable perspective you wouldn't get anywhere else.
Good job.
And now roll credits, please.
Yeah, we're done.
We're done here.
You got away. You have the diamonds.